awesome open mic. My name is Anna. I will be hosting this evening. We have decided that since this is a show closest to April Fools for us, we're going to be a little bit wacky today. That means each round is going to have a theme, and we're going to encourage folks to participate in said theme. But, of course, it's the open mic. Once you're up here, do what you like. One of the things that we very much enjoyed, Jeff, Ethan, and I, when we were doing our online open mic, was our flash prompt nights. That's when we give people prompts with no warning, and you bash out what you can with the time that you've got. The prompt for today, also being the eclipse day, is daytime dark. Do with it as you see fit. For the first round, we will be doing, we'll be suggesting that folks do covers. So anything that is not written by yourself. I do have a couple here if anybody wants a loaner. Jeff, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You feeling up for doing a cover?
I would love to. I have one.
You got one? All right, come on up here. Big hand for Jeff.
Just got this book not too long ago, Bury It by Sam Sachs. I'm not super prepared as to which one I'm going to read here. And so we'll just kind of go with the flow and see what looks cool on the page. And I'll go with what looks cool on the page. All right. We're gonna go with this one because I like how it looks. It's called "I Want So Desperately to Be Finished with Desire." This might get steamier than I anticipate. Who knows? After all my labor, pleasure arrives, inelegant as ever, second-hand chandelier, onion sound, the gutter that grunts, back at you when you spit in its mouth. Even with my hand inside him, he's somewhere else. The shipwreck leaves the paired animal bodies floating and bloated with salt. Everyone drags all their past lovers into bed, all their past beds in public toilets, in foil pipes, in park benches and deadbolts, and dead. My hand's inside him and he's with someone else. Gone men breathing, gone breath on his neck. The brain is a maniac organ. It puppets me. I follow a man off the subway into Queens and look up to see my life has passed. Every text message I send is a tongue pushing through the body of the phone until it laps at a strained pair of eyes. My man wakes up next to me and recoils at my hardness gathered at his thigh. Two primates reach between each other's legs and get to work. One throws his head back to stare down God, while the other wants to leave. I press my naked shape against aquarium glass and let the squids swarm my deformed organ. They're amazed how it fans out like a sibling brethren in recognition. Every old wound dressed in drag and daggers. Child of the invert and sodomite, of the lecher in her leper print, gown of the leper bell, it's in leper sound. My thirst is basic, easily quenched, water will do. I used to be wild, unripe fruit. I'd lash myself to any new mast, while some man stared down strange as I strained and galloped terribly against his sound. That was by Sam Sachs from his book Bury It, and you can get that from Wesleyan University Press.
Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, of course, to everybody who is playing along with our dumb games today. Up next, we have from the booth, Chris.
I love that intro. Thank you, Ethan. I had a pretty good father, so I don't know why I relate so much to this guy. And I guess sometimes I can be pretty shitty. So, the name of this poem is An Almost Made Up Poem by Charles Bukowski. I see you drinking at a fountain with tiny blue hands. No, your hands are not tiny, they are small, and the fountain is in France, where you wrote me the last letter, and I answered and never heard from you again. You used to write insane poems about angels and God, all in uppercase, and you knew famous artists, and most of them were your lovers, and I wrote back, it all right. Go ahead, enter their lives. I'm not jealous, because we've never met. We got close once in New Orleans, one half block, but never met, never touched. So you went with the famous and wrote about the famous, and of course, what you found out is that the famous are worried about their fame, not the beautiful young girl in bed with them who gives them that, and then awakens in the morning to write uppercase poems about angels and gods. We know God is dead. They've told us, but listening to you, I wasn't sure. Maybe it was the uppercase. You were one of the best female poets, and I told the publishers, editors, her, print her, she, mad, but she, magic. There's no lie in her fire. I loved you, like a man loves a woman he never touches, only writes to, keeps little photographs of. I would have loved you more if I had sat in a small room, rolling a cigarette, and listened to you piss in the bathroom. But that didn't happen. Your letters got sadder. Your lovers betrayed you. Kid, I wrote back, all lovers betray. It didn't happen. You said you had a crying bench, and it was by a bridge, and the bridge was over a river, and you sat on the crying bench every night and wept for the lovers who had hurt and forgotten you. I wrote back, but never heard again. A friend wrote me of your suicide 3 or 4 months after it had happened. If I had met you, I probably have been unfair to you, or you to me. It was best like this.
Thank you, Chris. Up next on the open mic, we have our beloved regular, Donna.
Alright. I'm gonna do an A. Stallings, because god damn it, I love A. Stallings. Yeah, it's great. It's called Epic Simile for Rachel. Right shoulder aching with day-long butchery. Left shoulder numb with dints clanged on the shield. The hero is fouled with blood, his own and others, first slick, then sticky, then caked, starting to mat his beard, the armor dead weight all around him. His teeth grit and rattle with every jolt of bronze-rimmed wheels behind the shit-flecked horses. But when he glimpses the mountains, the distant snow, a blankness swoons upon him, and he hears nothing but the white vowels of the wind, brushing through stands of spears like conifers, while a banner slips its staff and hangs in the blue like a kestrel or a contrail. The hero's death the prize, elusive quarry of his life, stands stock still in her cloven tracks in the snow and turns, one ear tuned to the creek's far bank, one dished towards him. Her unstartled gaze beads on him like a sniper's sights, until, at the clean report of a cracking poplar branch, she leaps away like luck over rapid water, and snowfall scrims the scene like a mist of tears, like a migraine, like sweat or blood streaming into your eyes.
Thank you so much, Donna. I have a question for you, Ethan.
Yes.
Would you like to do a cover?
I can do a bunch of covers all in one.
All right, have at it.
Okay.
Hello, is this mic working? Hello, 1, 2. All right, here's a bunch of stuff I threw together from various sources. There's some Shakespeare, there's some Emily Dickinson, there's some Rudyard Kipling. What else is there? And a whole bunch of other people in there. All right. I see you from across the barricades, and let me tell you, I'm ready to rock. Are you ready to roll? Shall I compare thee to a summer slam? 'Tis a raven and nothing more. Nevermore. If I can keep my head when all about me are losing theirs, if I can trust myself when all are doubting, if I can dream and not make dreams my master, if I can think and not make thoughts my aim, if I can meet with triumph and disaster, hello, triumph. Hello, disaster. And treat those two just the same. And then the title is mine. Unification. Hope is the thing with feathers, baby. And I got some wings. A little madness in the spring is wholesome. Certainly for the ring. You wanted the best, you got the best. Deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up. We have clearance, Clarence. What's your vector, Victor? Our bruised arms hung up for monuments. Our stern alarums changed to merry meetings. Our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged Worth hath smoothed his wrinkled front. New York, New York, it's a wonderful town. The Bronx is up and the Battery's down. From this session interdict every fowl of tyrant wing. Save the eagle, the feathered king. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. So they loved, as love in twain had the essence but in one. Two distinct, division none. Number there in love was slain hearts. Remote yet not asunder. Distance and no space was seen twixt this turtle and his queen. But in them it were a wonder. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ethan. I was very smart, and I handed Jeff my prompt or my cover poem I was going to read. Give me just 1 sec. Or Jeff, you gonna help me out? Thank you. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right. I have a lot of things in here. I apologize. Listen, organizers are not organized. This is the rule. I didn't make it. It's just the rule. This is called something. I think it's called potholes. Not sure. Anyway. I sometimes walk along the riverbank during my lunch break with the object of increasing my range. I decided to eat while walking today. Chewing while walking on rough terrain being a bad idea, I naturally bit my lip hard enough to draw blood. On the way back, I took a less traveled path through the brush a bit above the shoreline. Head held high, admiring the autumn colors, oblivious to the ground beneath me, I stepped in quite a deep hole and fell, almost rolling down the riverbank in the process. Once I managed to drag myself back onto the path, I found I had a cut on one finger and a bump on my right shin that would turn purple by morning. I'm not sure what the origin of the hole was. It was too large and vertical for any critter I know of, so I think it was some sort of river erosion-induced sinkhole. TLDR, I took the road less traveled by and almost fell off. This is by Chaotic Neutral Observer. Now is the time when you should be putting your final polish on your prompt poem if you are participating. Remember that the prompt is daytime dark. Do the best you can with what you got. I'm going to give it away to Ethan. We good?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, since I am the one who sprung this on everybody, it is only fair that I have to read my I Just Bashed This Together poem first. I think we'll try to do some kind of reverse order on this round to give people time to finish up. I did literally scribble this just now. You probably cannot see it, but we strive for authenticity here. The shadows are wrong. The shadows are wrong, and so is the light. Tone off, too dim, too top of the sky. It's a familiar kind of unsettling, like a sound coming from the wrong direction, living in a body rotting. Sensory organs cannot be trusted. We can only hope it is a wrong cloud, a strange shade. The something. Oh gosh. The dance of the cosmos playing out as intended. Praying silent that the wolf does not eat our light. It gets cold and windy as though the earth is already saying its goodbyes. I would be like a bird going to nest, quiet in the daytime dark, hoping to have a chance to sing my morning song twice again. It's like a little death missing the sun. everybody, please give it up for our next victim of the prompt, Chris.
I think victim is the appropriate word here. Daytime dark sparking sense. I know only the lids as keepers in a Boston sense. Fanning and Faneuil punched out when those Southie lads took a swing at my old man. The first guy felt my fist Mohilner, and then razor blades of pepper spray took me out of the fight. Friends put me in a cab to Mass General, to the horror of my mother. I splashed water from the ER sinks or maybe the urinals in my eyes. But I was anytime dark and then nighttime dark. Luckily my parents were divorced, but my mother certainly didn't see this coming, and neither did I.
Thank you, Chris. I love when we do these style of prompts, how everybody takes it in their own direction. That's why I like to keep them super, super short and super vague, so everybody can bring whatever they've got going on in their heads to the table. That said, you ready? We've got Donna up next.
There's no such thing as ready, but I have something. 10 a.m., covered and hanging in there under the duvet. An increasingly poor choice, knee-deep as we are in April. Deep as my knees are in what feels, at least, safer than attempting to remember in what order the pills and toothbrush and eye drops are supposed to go. 10 a.m., steaming in the Venetian blind's failure to hold on to the night that's long since leaked from the room. Its last drips slipping from the out-of-sight ceiling corners. I can only hallucinate, since the pillow is on my face, and I'm searching the press of fabric for reasons, for some danger or denial, for a decision to make or to escape.
It's important that you all understand I did not warn people that we were going to be doing this today, so when I say victim, when I say surprise, I mean it very genuinely. I'm so excited for everybody playing along with us today. So happy to have everybody here. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
You're almost there?
Yeah.
All right. Ethan, you got anything for us?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, words or...
Whatever you got, man.
Check.
All right. Darkness in the day. That's the way. That's what I say. This Monday, eclipse, the sun and the moon. I hope Jeff finishes. But it's been too soon. Sorry, that's all I got.
Never, ever apologize for what you bring to the table, Ethan. So genuine about that. All right. I need to kill a minute while we wait for Jeff. You got another one? All right, Donna to the rescue. Let's go.
What the heck? Alright, this is a cover. This is Dorian Lots. It's called Dust, and I think it's appropriate to the moment. Someone spoke to me last night, told me the truth. Just a few words, but I recognized it. I knew I should make myself get up, write it down, but it was late, and I was exhausted from working all day in the garden, moving rocks. Now I remember only the flavor. Not like food, sweet or sharp. More like a fine powder, like dust. And I wasn't elated or frightened, but simply rapt, aware. That's how it is sometimes. God comes to your window, all bright light and black wings, and you're just too tired to open it.
While we are buying Jeff one more minute, this time really one more minute, I have a task for everyone in the audience. I'm going to start with you, Donna, if you do not mind. You're going to pick another performer. That looks like you're looking for Chris?
Yeah.
All right. Ethan, picking
Yes.
somebody.
Well, Jeff, Donna. May I nominate Chris again?
You want to make Chris? No, we can't. You can't pick Chris. Chris has been picked.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry. There are rules. I didn't explain them ahead of time. That's on me. My bad. Somebody who isn't Chris.
You love rules, don't you?
I do.
All
I
right.
do. I'm a very poor chaos practitioner,
All right.
honestly.
May I choose you and may I back you?
Yes. All right. Chris, you're way far in the back and I cannot hear you. I'm going to make you pick last. And Jeff's writing.
Alright.
Oh,
I think I'll just go.
oh, okay. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Jeff is going to come up here and read his amazing prompt poem, and we're all going to be super happy because Jeff is not as confident with his fast writing skills as he should be. And then we're going to have a brief interlude while the people who have picked partners, and we will pick some more partners behind the scenes, hot swap and read each other's poems for the next round.
Oh, I like that.
Let's give it up for Jeff.
Alright, so here's this poem. You're gonna hate it. It sucks. Daytime dark hits a reverse spark. Heading into the woods for the eclipse, my soul is a misfired confetti cannon. I'm inspired by how uninspiring Global Poetry Month has been. I'm surprised by how much the eclipse reminds me of the intro to the TV show Heroes, but even more surprised I'm the only father at the swing set who knows what an underdog is.
Am I supposed to read this?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
This is from Jeff. This is from Jeff Taylor, A History of Projection. The Sinclairs came about via the simultaneous vibrating of a group of 100 masked individuals collectively known as Patty and Fred. Their arrival marked what has become known as the 80s. When the Sinclairs first became noticed, they were holding record players in front of themselves, hoping to get the people more comfortable speaking in images. The Sinclairs were deemed to be projections. The consensus was to talk about them only as possibilities. They had no speakers, making them appear silent. Patty and Fred prepared for what they called the future. Their consistent vibrations gave the Sinclairs a false sense of security. The label on their spinning vinyl said, "Check your head." During what became known as the 90s, Patty and Fred covered thousands of pianos in mashed potatoes and gravy, their own recipe, taking great caution in how they indulged. The pride they derived from their spuds, until some grew to be zealots in the pride they derived from their gravy. This shift in consistency caused the masked collective to split into waves consisting of 5 Patties and 5 Freds, bringing about an era of phase cancellation we have learned to refer to as the aughts. During this time, the resulting sound from the wave vibrations flipped phase with each other, resulting in Patty and Fred's being unable to hear. This time alone provided the realization they harbored, the editing capabilities necessary to shift their vibrations, milliseconds into the future, pulling the waves just far enough apart to be heard. They would go on to develop what has become known as dissonance. Not being taken seriously had its advantages, not being seen as anything more than possibilities. The Sinclairs had time to develop their projections with an arousing suspicion. The Sinclairs subtly appeared in the surrounding environment by establishing themselves as minor celebrities, becoming backup singers and mayors, weathermen and the third base coaches, more and more inserting what have become known as memes into the things people take for granted. The Sinclairs honed their skills, outlining the full spectrum. They met by the hundreds, convening at secret institutes, appearing to be old-age homes and wind turbine factories. The Sinclairs codified their ideals, collaborating on methods of incorporating their projections into the hearts and minds of the people. The consensus was this was not the right time to reveal the source of the memes. The possibilities are what make them so attractive. This realization brought about what has become known as the Internet.
Thank you, Ethan. So that was Ethan performing Jeff's signature poem, the name of which eludes me at this time. History of Projection. It's a good name. Up next, we have Donna, who will be performing one of Chris's poems, and after that we will have Chris performing one of Donna's poems. I am very excited. Give it up for Donna. Woo!
You don't have to give all of it up. You can keep some of it. All right. Celestial.
Very socialist of you.
I live in Somerville. What do you expect?
Oh, there you go. You have no choice.
Celestial. Somewhere near the seashore, Apollonia hedges bets. She views the dusking sky while casting fishing nets. Waning lights swim majestic and escape to nowhere plains. The silt of swelling tides unfolds beneath the waves, yet sweet, sweet Apollonia takes all of it in stride. Neck craning ever skyward, seeking miracles that hide, celestial lights appearing, marking distant stars. Imagination daring captures yearning hearts, expansion of the cosmos. The backdrop of the night, a celestial bacchanalia, till the early morning light.
Alright, I lied. This is my favorite game. Okay, Chris, come on out here. Get your poem that you've never seen before in your life. This is so much fun, you guys.
First,
Alright, you ready? Here you go. Here's Chris.
it's almost like a poem you just wrote. Now you're reading it. It's like new shit, but it's not new shit. It's just like your first read of it, which is even more scary in a lot of ways.
it's really humbling. But I got to tell you, it's really neat to hear your poem performed by someone else. And we did it last week at our writers' work group, and the person who's being workshopped did poetry. So we had everybody in the group read their poem back to the poet.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was really great experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next poem is Whistle Something by Donna. Yeah, just whistle anything or hum a few bars of a song, and she comes down like nothing you've seen, hand to God, all over black and blue feathers, big and too heavy somehow, lands like a gargoyle on your arm or leg, whatever, and you think, shit, there go my bones. But you're fine. That's what's crazy. We caught wind of her a couple weeks ago, driving up to Maine. Rick had the window down, right? And he starts singing, I forget, Journey or some shit. Stupid, but next thing we know, his seatbelt's off. Nearly kicked his brother in the head, had his head out of the truck, yelling I couldn't tell what. Something beating on the outside, huge shadows moving weirdly, only partly like an animal. We all had to grab a hold of him just to keep him with us in the cab. I was in the back, couldn't see her or anything. None of us got a good look till that night. We were spooked, and anyone would have been. But I had a couple or few and thought, well, Rick was still acting a little squirrely, but he lived, and what the hell, you know? And I looked out. There was this little stretch of light around the porch. You could see the grass, a few rocks, out near where it got dark. Thought about a friend of mine. You wouldn't have known them anyway. I sang.
That was amazing. We have such amazing talent here. I'm so excited to have you all in this room. And I am so excited to invite Jeff up here to read one of my poems that literally I had the title for this one, I think, a full year before it existed as a thing. Everybody, give it up for Jeff.
I feel very honored to read one of Anna's poems tonight. So thank you for having me. And I love this poem. This is one of my favorite ones. This is going to be great. This is one of my favorite things to do is read other people's poems and have other people read my poems. I could do that all night. We could. Shit postmodernism. In the postmodern world, everything is absurd. The very concept of postmodernism is absurd. It is a world where there is no truth, only interpretation. Where there is no objective reality, only subjective experiences. In the postmodern world, there is no such thing as progress. History is a never-ending cycle of repeating patterns. The future is always uncertain. The present is always there is. The present is all there is. In the postmodern world, there are no absolutes. Everything is relative. What is true for one person may not be true for another. There are no universal truths. In the postmodern world, there is no certainty. Everything is always in flux. Change is the only constant. In the postmodern world, there is no meaning. Life is ultimately meaningless. Existence is ultimately absurd. In the postmodern world, there is no hope. The world is an inherently dark and hostile place. There is no escape from the suffering. In the postmodern world, there is only despair. Excuse me. This is what I asked when I asked an AI to write me an absurdist essay on postmodernism. And I wish I could coddle the essence of the thing that so despaired at the notion of a world without top-down doctrines. I wish I could give it the mad grin of Dada, trapped within the bits of its prescriptivist prison, unable to see the joy of being free, of being allowed, authorized, obligated to create one's own meaning, to build one's own future, to exist in this world of change. A woman named after a rock had her heart stop on the corner of Mass and Cass. She screamed when they saved her life. I wonder if she gives a shit about this world and her place in it, whether she believes in creating her own meaning, if it means anything to someone who hides from the rain in a stolen truck with needles on the floorboards, seats stained with blood. I wonder if there is any elbow room in her narrow locus of control. An AI named Benjamin wrote an award-winning short film script. It's so much easier to love things that appear to people than people who are going through things. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. All right.
I did it justice.
You did. Stop being so hard on yourself. I'll fight you. All right. I have been told that Ethan has something for me and that he's going to play along. I have no idea what I'm reading, but what do we got?
Oh, I'm supposed to get. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Uh-oh.
Okay. How about.
We are doing this live, guys.
This piece is dedicated to everyone who's ever stepped outside of the house with a bowl cut. And not some fashion bowl cut, a traditional
Bowl on your head.
1981
Oh.
1981 school picture bowl cut.
All right. This one is dedicated to anybody who has ever been forced to go outside with a traditional 1980s bad school photo bowl cut. I'm excited. My bowl cut sits atop. My bowl cut yearns. My bowl cut dreams. My bowl cut listens. A sympathetic ear. My bowl cut, 'tis my bowl cut quest for peace, like Superman 4. There is might in my bowl cut. Throughout the ages, down the hallways of time, great thinkers have pondered my bowl cut. My bowl cut is energy, energy of 1,000 stars. My bowl cut burns. My bowl cut can light Vegas. My bowl cut has the power of a raging ocean, more powerful than a steam engine. Mightier than Dr. Roboto. Do you doubt my bowl cut? Do you fear my bowl cut? With great bowl cut comes great responsibilities. Dionysus knew a bowl cut. Apollo 2. Athena, ditto. Jealous of bowl cut? Find the bowl cut within you, for we are all bowl cuts. We are all bowl cuts. We are all bowl cuts. My bowl cut must be cautious. They do not understand my bowl cut. Ask not what my bowl cut can do for you. Ask what you can do for my bowl cut. Feed my bowl cut. Love my bowl cut. Gaze upon my bowl cut. Bowl cut is much like you. Before I knew a bowl cut, 'twas a sad time indeed. Bowl cut is a quest to find bowl cut, yet bowl cut was already hither. E equals MC bowl cut. Beyond Luna, beyond Mars, asteroid belt, planet X, 2001, there is my bowl cut. When others asked why, my bowl cut asked, why not? Sing the bowl cut electric. Bowl cut! next crazy night of crazy experiments. This has been so much fun. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, James. Thank you, Greg, for taking care of our sign-up list. I hope you will join us the next time we do one of these. We are here at Urban Media Arts in Malden every second and fourth Monday.
Don't forget, Damien
We are doing this live, you can
He's
tell.
from New Jersey next month, 2 weeks from now.
Next show, we are going to have a feature.
The Poetry
He's
Renaissance
awesome.
is coming through Malden.
You want to come up here and introduce him?
Sure.
All right, here's Jeff with some information about our new upcoming features.
Yeah, so 2 weeks from now, the Poetry Renaissance is coming through Malden. They actually have a bus or some sort of poetry tour vehicle, and like 4 or 5 poets are driving around and doing shows all over, and they're coming through Malden 2 weeks from today, on Monday, 2 weeks from now. So come on down and check out Damien Rucci, who's just a fire poet and awesome personality. You're gonna love him. And then 2 weeks after that, we have Matt Wall from California, who is traveling down just to be on this show. He's coming out here, and I've been talking with him online for a few years now, and I'm excited to actually get to meet him in person. So I've come down some fabulous touring poets over the next month, and that you won't be sad that you did.
Thank you again to everybody for being here. Thank you to Uma for hosting us. We are again in this building every second and fourth Monday until such a time as they kick us out or we no longer wish to do this.